All right, what is up, Utes fans? This is Joseph back with the Utah Utes Football Digest. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, when was this live stream planned? It really wasn't planned very much. I just, had the urge to get on here, talk some Utes football, and have some fun with you guys tonight. The official depth chart just came out, so I figured that was probably about as good a reason as any to hop on, get a video going. Manny P says, "What a nice surprise! Can't wait to hear this." Hey, Manny, well, I'm glad you're here, man. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy it. Rob, game week. Rob says, "Let's go." Dr. Rob Giselle, good to have you here, Dr. Rob. Absolutely. I'm on the same page as you guys. I feel like today it really hit me where you got to work, you're doing your thing, you're trying to stay focused on work, but in the back of your mind, you're just like, damn, I am excited about this game. And then the depth chart came out, and I couldn't help but just really feel like it made a lot of sense to make a video today. Job Johnson, I think this is your first comment on the show, so hyped. I'm hyped too, man. And probably we won't do a Friday live stream this week. We've already done the pregame breakdown, but I'm planning on doing a live stream after the game Saturday night. If we pull ahead big, maybe I'll hop on, as it comes to a close later in that fourth quarter. But either way, we'll do a live stream after the game Saturday night, so that should be a lot of fun. But outside of that, let's talk about it, guys. So I'm going to pull up an article from KSL Sports just to make sure we have all the information we might need. But outside of that, feel free, guys. Please join the chat. I want to hear all you guys' opinions on the starters, that sort of thing. But I also, honestly, this is why I love doing these live streams, connecting with you guys. So whether you're watching during the live stream or you're watching after the fact, please do jump into the chat. I love hearing what you guys have to say. Also, please do like the video. It helps get it out to more Utes fan and helps the channel grow. And if you guys haven't already, if you are a Utes fan and you have not subscribed to the Utah Utes Football Digest, I really don't know what you're doing. This is the channel for the Utah Utes football. Be a part of it, guys. This is a community that I am a part of with you guys. Yes, I run the channel, but I want you guys to know that a lot of you guys that are regulars in the channel are really what drives the show and makes me want to keep doing it. So please, if you haven't already, join the community. We have a ton of fun, weekly live streams. We have a great time. So let's go ahead and start looking at the depth chart. So I put it up on the screen here. So first off, really cool news here. And just so you guys know, probably the most fun thing we're going to do today is going to be to actually look at the most fun we're going to have today is actually looking at the defense. I feel like the defense was the fun part for me. Dr. Rob says big depth concerns, backup quarterback, Barnes versus JJ, linebacker, and starting Ellis at end. So Rob, Ellis is actually not starting at end, if I saw correctly. Ellis is the second string DN. I'll pull it up on my phone. So if there's any questions, because this article has a little more detail, but it doesn't have the actual roster pulled up. So I'll pull that up on my phone so we have it as we go through it here. So Ellis is not a starter. Yeah, Ellis is the backup. Oh, no, Jonah Ellis is a starter. So Jonah Ellis is a starter. So I wouldn't be that concerned about Jonah Ellis being a starter. He was pretty good last year, very fast, and in pass rushing situations, or if they try to spread the field, I definitely don't mind him being out there. Very fast player. Heard good things about him in the offseason. I don't know why, but I was mentally getting him confused with Connor O'Toole when you asked the question. I don't know why that happened. Very different players. But a lot of good here, guys. A lot of good in the starting lineup. Taking a look at this offensive line, really, no matter how it came out, this offensive line was going to be a solid squad. A lot of players that have tons of, check this out, guys. Could you be any happier for a week one starting lineup? You take a look at this crew, Braden Daniels. If you guys are not familiar with Braden Daniels, you are missing out. He is one of the best offensive tackles in all of college football this year. a big year, and this guy is like a first round pick type of potential. Just so you guys know, it's not a guarantee that he's going to be a first round pick, but if he has a big year, there's no doubt. Braden Daniels is so damn good. I'd say even with a decent year, you could be looking at this guy being like a second or third round pick. Really talented. Keaton Bills, another guy that showed up last year, did a lot of good, played in quite a few games for the Utes, and already has that starting experience. Honestly, this whole little group here at offensive line has to have you excited, guys, going into this game. Scucks Deluxe. Now, that's a new one. All right, unrelated to depth chart, but looks like there's going to be a fair amount of rain and storm during the game. Well, we bring the thunder, so the storm might as well be following, or something like that, right? The thunder's coming, so the storm should be there too. Honestly, I'm so damn hyped about this. And then look at that center, Paul Miley, a guy that got some reps last year, played in a few games, started a few games, but really kind of came into his own and started to look great. Seto, damn it, I had this name down before. Satoa Laumea, another guy, played a good amount of games last year, a lot of starting experience, and looked great last year. Guys, this is the guy that UCLA pulling block where they ran over that middle linebacker. That's the guy, Satoa Laumea, really talented guy, really, really good player. And then at right tackle, we got Jaron Kump, a guy that had some injury issues in the past, but another guy that has a lot of starting experience. And you got to imagine if they're putting him in and they want him to be the starter, that's a really good sign, right? That's a really good sign. Dr. Rob says, I'm surprised Barnes beat out JJ since he was getting so much hype. Yeah, weird. I think they also gave one of the scholarships to JJ as well. So I was a little surprised about that. But, maybe it's almost like hey, JJ, like, get it together. Like, let's see you take that next step, be a better decision maker, learn the playbook more. Maybe that's kind of a message to him, like, hey, Bryson Barnes isn't close to the athlete you are, but because he's so good at making decisions and running the offense and being efficient, we feel more comfortable with him. So, figure it out. That's how I look at that. During spring camp. Jimmy Emerson. Jimmy, good to see you again, man. Go Utes. Doesn't it show Ellis or Shugu, both as starters on that side? Oh, yeah, you're right. That is weird. I noticed that too. Miki Sugu Turaga. Yeah, it shows both of them as starters. It's kind of weird. It has Jonah first, but I guess we'll see. Maybe that's because Jonah is going to be more of the pass rush guy, like a third down type of guy, and Miki is going to be more of like a run stopper kind of guy. He's a little bigger. Dr. Rob Cashel, Glover, fourth string. Oh yeah, guys, I'm going to touch on the whole roster. But right there, that offensive line sounds, pretty damn solid to me. Hey, if you guys are excited about the game on Saturday, please do like this video. It gets it out to more Utes fans. And seriously, guys, jump into the chat. Even if you just say go Utes or say I'm excited about Saturday, guys, it is a great time. There's been so many nights where we really get this chat rolling, and it is my favorite part of doing these live streams. Seriously, as long as you guys aren't being like super negative or something, having you guys in the chat, no matter what you're saying, is awesome to me. So please do. Greg, I love it. I knew someone was going to do that if I said it. Greg, hey, go Utes, baby. Glad you're watching, Greg. And if you guys haven't already, join the community, subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of fun. It's completely free. We just have a lot of fun here. We do these live streams all the time, and you guys are absolutely right now is the time to subscribe. The season's about to pop off, and you guys are going to have content coming at you left and right, and I'm going to do it as often as possible for you guys. So should be a great time. All right. Now, like we were talking about, Bryson Barnes at quarterback 2. Like I said, I think it's a little bit of a, putting Jaquindon on notice. I remember at the beginning of last year, they had Jaquindon seeming more like the second string guy, did a little bit of rotation work now and then. But I mean, Bryson Barnes looked damn good in the Rose Bowl, looked damn good in spring practice. It's hard to say Bryson Barnes doesn't deserve this. The guy's pretty awesome. He brings a lot to the team. He feels like a real Utah guy, right? Like a guy that really brings a lot of soul and heart to the team. Does a lot of things right. So can't be mad about Bryson Barnes as a backup. And the truth is that's all fluid, right? If they see gaps in the defense, they are going to be more than willing to make an adjustment and put Jaquindon in if they feel like they could run on him. And maybe that's more of a matchup thing. Maybe they don't feel like a fast quarterback will do well in this game and they want Bryson Barnes. So I wouldn't read too much into that. I think this is one of the biggest positions where we were wondering what was going to happen. And I'm excited to see the group that they picked. Excuse me. I'm pretty confident you guys feel the same as me that this was probably the starting group, right? This was kind of who you expected. I'd say the one surprise might be Lander. Not that I'm surprised he's a starter, but it's kind of like that's quick, right? To have a freshman in a good linebacker room that quickly. He must be doing pretty damn good at practice. But we're going to have three really good linebackers out there, guys. Karine Reed, Muhammad. I guess it's Mahmoud. That's how a lot of people say it. It's read like Muhammad, though. So I'm going to say Mahmoud, Diabate, and Lander Barton. That's a really good little trio there. You know, none of them are going to be perfect. The scary part about this linebacker room is Diabate and Reed both have major flaws in their game from the past. Hopefully that's worked out. Hopefully they go out there and they wreck the game, right? Lander Barton, young, very talented, but very young. So you got to kind of see what's going to happen there. And now, you know what? Let me pull up a different page so we can get a little better look at the depth chart. All right. Give me 1 second here, guys. Okay, I think this one might be a little better for you guys, and it'll have some fun positions in there for you. All right, and if you guys are liking the video so far, please do make sure you guys like the video. It gets it out to more Utes fans. That's what we're all about. We're growing the Utes community, and you know, the bigger we get this channel, the more fun I have, the more fun you guys will have, and the better conversations we'll have, and you know, that'll be fun. But anyways, let's take a look here at the depth chart for the offense. So I think a unique thing to point out is that Devon Vele is going to be the X receiver. Everyone knew that. Money Parks is the backup there. The Z receiver is Solomon Enos, and Makai Cope is the backup. And then the R receiver is Jalen Dixon. So that's official. Jalen Dixon is basically the third receiver. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some guys rotate in and out of this group, but Jalen Dixon will be the third receiver. What I also think is very cool is we know Money Parks is right there. We know Makai Cope's right there. But then also Tao Johnson. Tao Johnson is a guy that I've had on this channel that I have talked with. He is an awesome kid, man. He's honestly not many people I enjoy talking to as much as him. Really a great guy. So I really would love to see him rotate in there. That'd be pretty awesome. Brandon Gomez, who is the breakout player for the Florida versus Utes game? You know, that's a really good question. I guess it depends how you look at a breakout player. I wouldn't be surprised if Lander Barton had a pretty damn good game. I also think there's other guys that, like some of these receivers, depending how much they're going to rotate these guys in and out, I could see it. You know, I could see some of these guys like a Tao Johnson and Makai Cope, right? Like a Money Parks. Like who knows what that rotation would look like, but I would imagine that room, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw all 5 or 6 of those guys hit the field at some point and see one of those backups. I mean, that front 6 at receiver, the high end isn't super high, like Devon Vele. Hopefully he kills it, but kind of unproven as a pure number 1 receiver, you know, like a go-to guy. Hopefully he kills it. I actually think he's going to have a very good season, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a guy like Tao Johnson or Makai Cope start to really shine if they get some reps in there. So that'd be pretty cool. Jimmy Emerson, true on Lander. It's always good to see a younger kid beat out somebody that's a proven veteran. But remember, most of the time we only go with 2 linebackers. Yep. I think we're going to see a rotation with that linebacker group too. I know they have backups, all that, but we have a really it's hard to explain. So it's like a bunch of linebackers that are really good at certain things, right? Like Hayden Fury, really good coverage linebacker. Mahmoud Diabate, really good pass rushing linebacker. Karine Reed, really good. I believe I'd have to pull his PFF grade, but I'm pretty sure he's really good against the run, not good in coverage, right? Or maybe the opposite. I'd have to double check, but I know he's really poor in one area and good in the other. So that's kind of with that linebacker group. I wouldn't be surprised to see us rotate them out situationally if it feels, you know, like if it's a 3rd down at 15, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Hayden Fury take the field of linebacker. If it's, you know, 3rd and 2, I wouldn't be surprised if we put, you know, a guy like Justin Medlock out there that's better against the run, that sort of thing. Dr. Rob says, interesting to see what defensive scheme Scally goes with to stop Anthony Richardson. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun, Dr. Rob. That'll be a lot of fun. There's so much talent on that defense. I really like how this starting lineup is looking. So I'm pleasantly surprised now that it's all put together and they've announced it, how this looks. Larry, hey man, good to have you back. Thanks for joining in. I know this is kind of a surprise live stream, but I always appreciate when you come into the chat. I was wondering when you'd hop in here, so good to see you, Larry. And if you guys haven't already, please do like the video. Seriously, it makes it go a long way to help out the channel and get it out to more Utes fans. It means a lot. And join the conversation, guys. Seriously, fill that chat up with questions. I am more than happy to just rattle off your guys' questions all night. More than happy to. All right. So the next thing, damn, this offensive line sounds great. Am I the only one feeling this way? Like this offensive line, you look at the backups, even solid backups. I mean, really good group. Like Falcon Kau Matule. I'm pretty sure anyone gets injured, he's the backup right tackle and left tackle. That kid, he very talented. Supposedly the coaches think really high of him, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's the backup on both sides if something happens. Okay. So obviously, you know who the two starting tight ends are: Dalton Kincaid and Brent Keithy, you know, beasts in their own right. Minor McLean, you know, a guy that got some reps last year, decent player. Same with Thomas Yasmin, really big guy, 6'5", 251. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him get out there, get some reps in some of those running situations. Oh, damn, CM Massaro, Utah Utes 42 versus Florida Gators 17 final score. Hey, I don't see it going quite that drastic in our favor, but if that happens, I'll be on here doing the live stream midway through the fourth quarter, hopefully, and we'll all just, you know, have a great time chatting it up without having to stay up too late. Larry says, thanks, bud. Sitting in my pool, getting more Utes content. Life is good. O-line stacked. Hey, Larry, well, I'm glad I can bring you the Utes content, man, and I hope you are enjoying that pool. I'm a little jealous. That sounds nice. I got a big backyard, but I don't have a pool. That sounds like a good life, man. So number 7, Cam Rising. Obviously, you guys know who Cam Rising is. I don't have to go into detail on that, but, you know, probably right up there with anyone else on this team. I know a lot of people are hyped about Clark Phillips, but honestly, Cam Rising's up there with anyone on this team as the best player on this team. And for my money, it's probably Cam Rising if it's not this big dog right here. So Cam Rising looks great. Bryson Barnes, awesome backup. Should be a guy that won't. When you look at backups, right? I feel like the number one thing you guys want is that you don't want a backup that's going to lose you the game, right? That's the backup. You don't expect the backup to win you games, but the goal of a good backup quarterback is to not lose you games. And I think Bryson Barnes is a safe bet with some upside. Bryson Barnes is not just some crap backup quarterback. He's a solid player that could have a future with the Utes. All right, running back, Tavion Thomas, obviously a straight animal. If so much like backhanded downplaying Tavion Thomas's impact on this team. Tavion is one of the best running backs in college football, guys. Like I just mentioned, Tavion is probably the best player on the team, right? It's positional value matters, but it's like if you get rid of positional value, it is hard not to say that Tavion's the best on this team. Love Mekhi Bernard behind him. I think we talked about that in the prediction. Mekhi Bernard is a straight monster. Don't forget that BYU game last year, guys, and all the other games where he was a really deadly receiving threat. Larry says 37-23 Utes. I would love that, Larry. I think it's a little closer to my prediction, and I would love for that to happen, man. Dr. Robs has got to love it, Larry. I'm jealous too. Me too, man. I'm very jealous. When are we getting the invite? Very. Greg says, this is one of the best Utah analysis channels I've come across. Glad I finally made a live stream. Very excited to see how we start this year. Bryson Barnes has ice in his veins. Hey, Greg. Well, I really appreciate you. Appreciate the analysis I give, man. I'm going to keep it coming. And yeah, I think we've got such a stacked squad, man. It should be a lot of fun. Larry says, come on down. Talking about his pool in the backyard. Nathan says, I live in South Carolina and would have loved to go down to Gainesville, but sadly it's not happening. But I will be pulling for my Utes. I think we are all pulling for the Utes, man. I'm sad I'm not going to be there too. Honestly, I just had a little too much going on to make it down for the game. But oh man, I think we're all on the same page right now, right, guys? Like, we know what this game means. I think a lot of people are acting like it's not a big game, and it always, the next game always feels like a giant game. That's always the case. This one's different. This one's a little different. So the entire offseason after USC and UCLA bounced, people have been crapping on the Pac-12. People have been acting like the Pac-12 is just some terrible conference that can't compete at football. Honestly, when people act like the Big 12 is like head and shoulders above us, it's just annoying to even hear. I mean, you look at the cream of the crop in our conference versus the cream of the crop in their conference, I feel like we have definitely a leg up on them. Like when we're talking about the high end, sure, the mid to low end, there's a conversation. But anyways, you, you can't you can't discount how much we've been hated on as a conference, how much the Utes, a lot of people are acting like the Utes are overrated. This is a big game, guys. Florida is unranked. We are going across the country right into the heart of SEC, going into the swamp. It is a big game, a new coach. Who knows how good this team's going to be this year? We really have no idea. But it is going to be, and it's such a big game, guys, not just for us, but for the Pac-12, for West Coast football. I mean, we lose this game, it's kind of a sad statement on West Coast football. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm just saying there's a lot riding on this game outside of our college football playoff hopes. That's all we should really be focused on. But I just want to touch on that, how important this game really is, right, guys? So definitely a few extra factors to think about. Yes, the Zalone, even though they see their freshmen, some of them have 3 years because of the COVID and redshirt. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Jimmy. Maybe touch on that a little more. I'm not sure what you're referring to. It's beast mode. Gainesville at night. All the stakes. Yep. Going in there. Gainesville at night, baby. Can we get it done? Brandon Gomez, 24-17 Utes. That seems like a realistic number. I wouldn't be shocked about that. Dr. Rob says, hopefully it's over before they sing Tom Petty. Yeah, that's what they keep saying to us. That it'll be over before they sing Tom Petty. Maybe you guys better hope that you're still in the game when they sing Tom Petty. This is a damn good Utes team, dog. Like, yeah, sure. Anything could happen out there on that field. But if you're a Florida fan and you're acting like the Utes aren't about to come in there and run that damn rock, you better think twice, bro. All right, Larry, hearing a lot of Utah fans showing up. Love our fans. I love our fans too, man. There's not much like it. The Utah fans are probably some of the best fans in the country. And if you guys think that we're intimidated to come into the swamp, I bet you if this game was at Rice Eccles, we would be a 10-point favorite, dude. That's how impactful that Rice Eccles home field advantage is. And I cannot wait until we get those boys at Rice Eccles and we get loud and we just run the ball down people's throats. Manny says, I'm feeling 39-31 Utah. Hey, that seems pretty realistic to me. I personally feel like they're not going to put up that many points on our defense. I also feel like that's a pretty high score for us considering all the talent on this team. But either way, I think that point margin's about where I'd expect it. Rob says it's tough, big games like this to open the year. Yep, you never know what you're going to come out like, right? You never know. And you got to hope for the best. But, I wouldn't be – I feel good about us winning this game. I'd be lying if I told you I'm not, getting those butterflies in my stomach as the game gets closer. But I definitely feel good. Definitely feel good. If you guys haven't already, please do make sure you guys like the video. It gets it out to more Utes fans, and it goes a long way. Seriously, it really does. And whether you're listening live now or this is after the fact, join in on the chat. Comment down below. Comment in the chat box. I always try to engage with you guys. As long as you're saying something positive, I love hearing it, and I love engaging with you guys. And please do subscribe to the channel. We're going to be bringing Utes content all year, and this is the best week to be doing it, guys. Saturday after the game, I'll be hopping on live. We'll have a great time. Seriously, get locked in now by subscribing so you're here. It's completely free, and I'm excited to have you guys here. Dr. Rob, especially with Florida having a whole new staff and scheme. Yep, you're right. We don't know what this Florida team's going to be. We know what they were last year, but a lot of young guys that took that next year, took a step, probably heading into their second or third year. And then also a whole new coaching staff. Who knows what they can do with these guys that the old staff couldn't. Harry says, a group of us Utes from DC are going to help take over the swamp. Go Utes. Go Utes, baby. That's awesome, Harry. Jimmy, RB have an OR on the top 4 as starters. Not sorry, Jimmy. I feel like a jerk. I feel like you just had a comment earlier and I didn't know what you were saying. And maybe this is me. Maybe I'm lost, dude. Sorry, Jimmy. Manny says 11-1 or undefeated season. Let's run it. Let's run it, baby. I think we get into the CFP either way, especially if we win the big ones. We win the USC, we win, Oregon, we win, and we win Florida. We win those and we go 11-1. I wouldn't be shocked we get the CFP. Larry says right on, love it. Okay, guys, caught up on the comments. Let's get back to breaking down the lineup. So D tackle junior. Oh wait, we actually skipped someone. So fullback Logan Kendall. Logan Kendall is probably a guy that's gotten zero hype this offseason or like this fall and camp and stuff. Logan Kendall is a straight monster, guys. I would make sure you guys keep an eye on this kid. I expect at least 2 or 3 pancakes by Logan Kendall at fullback against Florida, especially a team that's more of a pass defense team compared to run. I think he's going to put his helmet in some dudes' chin straps and drive them into the ground. If you guys like smash mouth football, you're going to like Logan Kendall. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a fullback inside run, maybe here or there either. I also saw this little video of him on Twitter, and he looks thick, bro. I interviewed him, 3-4 months ago, and this guy was not, maybe that was longer ago. Maybe it was like 6 months ago, but it was, in the off season. And he looks thick, man. He must be ready to go block some dudes. Like they probably made it real clear. Like, you're here to come block people. Let's get you on a meal plan. Let's get you thick as all heck. And let's get you just running people over. So that's pretty exciting. Larry says, line him up over Cox with Daniels, game over. Yeah, absolutely, man. Wouldn't be shocked. Can't wait to Javelin Joe says, can't wait to see some Logan pancakes. Yeah, absolutely, Javelin Joe. Hey, thanks. I think it's your first time in the chat, man. Thanks for joining us. Dr. Rob says Logan will break your neck. Well, Dr. Rob is a doctor as far as I know. So if anyone knows anything about breaking in the human body, it'd be the doctor, right? And then with that, going on to the next guy, Jonah Ellis. So I'd say, honestly, just being completely transparent, probably the weakest point of our defense. Not that Jonah's not good, just the most unproven, had some flashes last year. But, the most unproven. Josh says, always see your YouTube videos, but never get to join live. Hey, awesome, Josh. Well, thanks for being here, man. I figured if we go live randomly on a Monday, we'll probably get a different crowd than usual. A bunch of people already that I don't usually see in here. So, and then Miki Suguturaga is also going to be there. Look at those difference in sizes. He's got about 25 more pounds. I would imagine that would be the game plan because I know it shows first and second here, but they were both bold-faced so in the actual roster. So I would imagine that means something. Defensive tackle, Junior Tafuna, 6'3", 300 pounds. Yo, and if you guys watched any of those little videos that the Utes posted, like for fall camp, whatever that video series was called, bro, Junior Tafuna looks like a grown man, bro. I'm not even talking about size, just like his look. He looks 5 to 10 years older than everybody else. And that's not a bad thing. If he's listening to this, I want him to know it's not like I'm hating on you. It's just like, damn, dude. Looks like a mean dude. Looks like a guy that, really has some influence on the team. And I would not be excited to be blocking him. He is a mean dude. Tennessee Pututau, solid defensive tackle there. Right end, Van Fillinger, probably one of the guys that I'm going to have my eyes on throughout the game. I think we're all at that point in our headspace where we're like, I'm going to watch this guy every play. Like, who am I going to focus on? For me, Fillinger is definitely going to be one of them, a guy that I really hope we see break out. And Connor O'Toole, solid backup there, solid backup there. I think this is worth talking about, guys. Look at these 6 linebackers. You're going to see rotation. Honestly, I'm telling you guys, you will see rotation, right? Like, look at this group. Look at this 6. Karine Reed, backup is Justin Medlock. Mahmoud Diabate, backup is Andrew Mateafa. Lander Barton, backup is Hayden Fury. Hayden Fury is such an unsung hero of this defense, dude. Hayden Fury is good, guys. Hayden Fury is very good. But anyway, so that linebacker room as a whole unit, rotating in and out, makes me happy. Hopefully we can keep them in obvious situations so we can take advantage of those mismatches and not let them take advantage of the mismatches on our end. Oh, excuse me. Boom. Okay. All right. On the depth chart for the running backs, it doesn't have a starter. It has an or not. OR. I think I know what you're talking about. I'll bring that up when we get to the running backs. Sorry, Jimmy, if I'm not answering your questions well enough. We'll talk about the running backs. Josh Junior Fufuna replaced Covey as dad of the team. Yeah, it feels like it, dude. He looks like a grown man out there, bro. Brandon, unsure of our defensive line. Who is going to lead in sacks this year? So honestly, if I was going to guess who leads in sacks on the defense this year, it's actually probably Mahmoud Diabate. His pass rush grade is really good. He struggles in other areas, but I think we're going to take advantage of it and we're going to blitz him a lot. I think you're going to see him going in as early as this game. He's going to be flying into the backfield. On the D line, I'd probably say Van Fillinger, but if I was going to bet, if Mahmoud stays in there as a starter every game, I would imagine he's going to be the leader in sacks on this defense. Dr. Rob says Fillinger is going to make a big step up this year. Hey, I agree a lot, man. I expect a lot of good things from Fillinger. He looks like he really beefed up and in a good way. He looks like jacked, bro. He looks big and jacked. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a big step from him this year. And moving on to the next position group, another position group that I think, like, DBs look great. DBs look great. I really like the group they got out there. I'll touch on it here in a second. All right, here we go. Left corner, Travis Broughton, former all Pac-12 corner. Backup, Fabian Marks, solid backup. Fabian Marks isn't the greatest coverage guy, but really good in run defense, solid player. Free safety. So this was one of the question marks, right? This was one of the positions you were wondering who would be the guy. Larry says, I have heard the tackles are going to rush more than gap plugging this year. Yeah, I don't know, maybe Larry, but I would say when we have Mahmoud Diabate as the middle linebacker, his strengths are in pass rushing and not in run stopping. It's actually one of his weaknesses is run stopping. So I wouldn't be surprised of the opposite, but maybe you're in on something. I don't know, Larry. So Larry usually has some good inside knowledge. So RJ Hubert is officially named the starter at free safety. This was a big question mark, and I had heard that RJ was starting to shine, but that's awesome. And then we got Clayton Isbell as a backup. That is an awesome backup. If you guys know who Clayton Isbell is, he's a straight beast, dog. He is a mean safety, and I'm sure he's going to get playing time somewhere before the year's over. Then we got Cole Bishop. Hopefully, he took a bit of a step in coverage, but one of the best run stops safeties in the entire country. He hits like a truck. You're not getting past him in the open field. The guy I'm excited to see this year. Another guy I'm going to be watching. Sione Vaki, great backup, a guy that a lot of us expect big things from going into this next year or two. And if you guys haven't already, please do make sure you guys like the video. It gets it out to more Utes fans, and it really does help a lot. I'm enjoying chatting with you guys. So if you haven't already, please do jump into the chat. Comment below what you're thinking so far of the depth chart. Are there any positions you don't agree with me or do agree with me on? More than happy to hear your opinions. Also, if you guys haven't already, seriously subscribe to the channel. This is going to be such a fun year for the Utes, and we're going to be here through the ups, through the hopefully not too many downs, but we'll be here every week and we'll keep going, guys. So I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Then cornerback, probably the most anticipated guy on this team outside of maybe Cam Rising is Clark Phillips III. A ton of hype around this guy, a guy that I think a lot of people, are saying, are saying he's already the best corner in the Pac-12. And I think he's got all the potential in the world, but definitely a guy that we're projecting a little with Clark Phillips, and I hope he lives up to that hype. I think he has all the potential in the world, but he's got to, take that next step. He's gonna really have to shine this year to live up to the hype. I think he will, though. To be clear, I'm not a Clark Phillips hater. CA Massaro, I was watching Florida Gators Richardson highlights. Wow, the Swamp, it's a loud stadium. All I could think about was the Utes and especially Cam Rising hushing the crowd noise by scoring TDs. Yo, how loud are they going to be when Tavion just runs over their linebackers in the open field? How loud are they going to be when we just clear a huge hole and that guy just jogs in for a touchdown, right? How loud are they going to be when all that happens? So I think that's, that's worth asking. But outside of that, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video tonight. That is going to be it for me. This has been awesome, and I am so excited to do more live streams as the season keeps going. I hope you guys enjoyed your time. You can hear my son in the background out there. He just started crying, so I better go help out, see what's going on there. I am out of here, guys. Please make sure you guys like the video. Comment below whether it's now and live or after the video. I love hearing you guys' opinions, hearing what you guys have to say, and please do subscribe to the channel. It really does go a long way and means a lot. I'm excited to keep making the content and keep engaging with you guys. Outside of that, guys, I am out of here. Larry said, loved it, bud. Hey, loved having you here, Larry. I am out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoy your week. Saturday is so damn close. It's going to be so much fun, and I'm excited to experience it with you guys. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good one.